Prime Minister is busy fighting right now.
No. Oh, you're the savior of the people.
No.
Here's
You
my eyes.
savior.
Not a picture.
Yeah, you want a picture?
Not a picture. My hero.
No, you are our hero.
You're my hero. Every one of you. I pray for you.
Thanks a lot.
I've seen it 4 times. I've never not cried. I thought this would be the non-crying time, but it wasn't. It's an extraordinary moment there. President Zelensky embracing a veteran. And if you couldn't hear all that, it ends with the veteran saying, I'm praying for you. President Zelensky thanks the veteran, then the veteran turns around and thanks him. Veteran, of course, fought against tyranny during World War II. And then Zelensky turns and thanks him for keeping Europe safe, for saving Europe. Of course, we're all worried and focused now on Vladimir Putin. Putin, a man the presumptive Republican nominee for president calls savvy and genius. Those 2 are quotes for invading Ukraine. It's another chilling reminder of the stakes of the November election, not just for us, but for the world. Joining our conversation, former top State Department official during the Obama administration, Rick Stengel. Ruth, Anthony, and Paul are also still back. Rick.
Yeah, the Ukraine is the existential crisis of our time, and it recapitulates what happened in World War II. It's the first invasion across a border since World War II. Now, one thing we didn't mention is that one of our allies in World War II was Russia, was the Soviet Union. But we also don't talk about, and what the Russians don't talk about, is that they made a treaty with Hitler in 1939, the Hitler-Stalin Treaty, against the West. And it was only when Hitler made the greatest military error of all time of invading the Soviet Union that they became a member of the Allies. But now, today, Putin is playing that Hitler role, that tyrannical person who is trying to basically conquer Europe. I mean, you hear President Biden say that. After Ukraine, there's Poland, there's the Baltics. And so that is the thing that is energizing us now. And that's one of the reasons that Biden talked about isolationism in America. We can't afford to not participate in these things. And by the way, speaking of isolationism, remember the first America First movement was before World War II, where Lindbergh was trying to prevent us from going into World War II. Right. Those are the echoes we're hearing now.
Well, and I mean, just to stay with sort of the echoes, are we too shallow now, right, for those messages to be politically persuasive ones?
You know, we've talked about this a lot, and there's the great Ronald Reagan line that each new generation has to learn about democracy and freedom, and that we're just one generation away from anarchy. And part of the problem of the fact that we haven't taught civics in America, we don't teach history, we don't have enough situations like this, is that people don't understand that, don't understand the commitment. So when Donald Trump says there's suckers and losers, they go, well, yeah, why did they do that? And part of that is because we have less community. Part of it is because the idea of service itself hasn't been something that we talk about. That's dangerous.
I mean, I think part of it is that we've relied on the military to fight our wars, and we haven't gone to war as a country in Iraq or Afghanistan. I mean, I think that's part of it, right? And when they come home and they suffer and they struggle, they feel more alone than ever. And it's completely distinct from post-Vietnam, right? I mean, that's something even uglier, but there is an isolation in the way that the military takes on the burdens of protecting the country.
Yes, we don't have a draft, right? That's a really important factor in this generation, right? Like every generation has had a backstop, a social backstop where they've been called to serve. And this generation is kind of on patriotism light. So it's less than 0.5% that serves in uniform. And I think that video, that's what it's all all
Can we play it again?
That's what it's all about.
Do we have the technology to do that?
I mean, and first of all, we have to find out what that veteran's name is so the country stops calling him the veteran, right? But they get it. They both understand combat, and that's the key. And Zelensky's a leader who gets down on one knee and pays respect like he would to my grandfather or someone else's grandfather.
To Anthony's grandfather.
And they get it, and they understand it's one team, one fight. Just like it was back then, it has to be one team, one fight now against a common enemy. That's what they did on D-Day. That's what we have to do again now. But really, we don't even have to send our boys and girls.
Right.
All we
They're
have to do is write a
us.
check, right, to defeat the Russian military, knock out Putin, and save the world. This is the easiest ask for a generation we've ever had in this country. And now's the time to pay it. And if you're not sure, talk to those guys.
Yeah.
Talk to the World War II veterans and ask them what's at stake and ask them why this moment requires courage, leadership, and some kind of sacrifice and at least a commitment.
You know, Anthony, I don't like to ask more of them, right? They've already given more than just about anyone ever in our history. But we might need them, right, to help deliver this message. I want to show you again, this hour is devoted to the choice because it was never clearer than in today's news cycle. Here's what Tommy Tuberville, a personal favorite of Paul's at the table, had to say about Zelensky.
Stop media attention. He stopped churches from meeting. I mean, this guy's a dictator, and here we're backing him. But it's you know the whole story. NATO, if you're Putin, you don't want our missiles in Ukraine pointing at him. We wouldn't want it in Mexico.
Do you know who else makes the Mexico comparison? The Baghdad Bob's on TV, on Russian state TV. So straight from Russian state TV, out of the mouth of one Tommy Tuberville.
Yeah. Well, listen, I mean, it's terrible, and so we also have to figure out why there's a flank of Russian hacks inside the Republican Party. That I don't have the answer to. But I want to go back to something that Rich said, because I think this is very important. We have no hereditary memory of fascism in this country. If you're in the UK, you tour the Blitz sites, you go into the Churchill war rooms. If you're in France, you go to Normandy, Poland. You go to the concentration camps, Germany. Of course, you can go right to the Bundestag, where they still left the Russian soldier graffiti on the walls of their legislative body. And we don't have that memory. So when Rich is talking about Charles Lindbergh and he's talking about Huey Long and the First America First movement, Franklin Roosevelt successfully put down that movement, and he left us with a democracy, and a stable democracy that built the post-World War II order. So when a guy like Tommy Tuberville is talking like that, a person in Europe hearing that shakes their head and says, what are you talking about? You can't have a dictator run the United States. It failed here. It fails everywhere. We have 5.7 billion people in the world right now, Nicole, living under some form of dictatorship. We need the United States as a beacon of freedom and a place that strengthens the alliance of free-speaking, free-feeling people everywhere in the world. But we don't have the hereditary memory, and that's why these people are suspect to this type of nonsense.
Right.